Om Namo Venkatesaya. Let's move on to the fifth sloka. Avikārāya śuddhāya nityāya paramātmane sadaika rūpāya vimuchyate sarvajishṇave. So, avikārāya śuddhāya nityāya paramātmane sadaika rūpāya vimuchyate sarvajishṇave. So, this sloka continues in the sixth one also. So, let's see the meanings of fifth sloka and then move on to the sixth sloka. Avikārāya. Vikara means which undergoes changes. One who doesn't undergo a change at all, because Bhagavan is not made up of. Our body undergoes a change because it is made up of this panchabhutas. This akasha, vayuhu, agnihi, apaha, prithvi. That is the sky, air, fire, then water, and then earth. Our body is made up of that, undergoes a change, but Bhagavan's shariram is not made up of these panchabhutas, and therefore it doesn't undergo any change. So that's why nirvikar. That means it doesn't undergo any change. Śuddhāya means ever pure, absolutely pure Atma. Jivatma is also supposed to be pure, but then it is clouded by these vasanas and karmas, and Bhagavan doesn't have any vasanas or karmas because he is always avapta samasta kaman. That means all his desires are completely fulfilled, and therefore there is nothing, no action, nothing which binds him to these karmas or to the fulfillment of his desires or vasanas, and therefore he is śuddhāya. That means he is ever pure. Nityāya means he is present in all periods of time. That is, he was present in the past, he is present now, he is going to be present in future, all periods of time. Nityāya means one is present in all periods of time. We all have relative existence only. He has got absolute existence. We are here, we are not here at a point of time, we are here now, and at a point of time we won't be there. Whereas Bhagavan is present in all periods of time, and therefore he is called as nityāya. Paramātmane, that means he is the supreme Atma. He is the ultimate. Parama means ultimate. He is the ultimate, the supreme Atma, and therefore he is called as Paramātmane. To that Paramatma. Sada eka rūpāya. That means always he has got one form. In Sri Vaikuntham, Bhagavan is said to be having always a form like a 16-year-old yuva. That's what our Shastras say. So there is no, he doesn't, like I said earlier, because there is no change in avikārāya. And he also always looks like the Paramatma of a 16-year-old person in Sri Vaikuntham, Sada Eka Rūpāya, and therefore there is no change in his Rūpam in Vaikuntham, and therefore he is called as Sadaika Rūpāya. Vimuchyate means one who is all pervading, as I told you. So we'll talk about the details when you see the Namavalis. So he is always present, he is all pervading. And sarvajishṇave, that means sarvajishṇave means one who is ever always victorious against all his enemies. So both internal and external enemies. External enemies are the various asuras like Hiranyakasapu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Shishupala, all those external enemies. Not only that, the internal enemies are like Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsaryam. That means Kama, our desires. Krodham means our anger. When Kama doesn't get fulfilled, it manifests as anger. Kama, Krodha. Lobham is this miserliness. That is not sharing the wealth with others. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Madam is haughtiness. That means ego, very high, thick ego. So Kama, Krodha, Lobham, Madam, Matsaryam means jealous. So jealous of others. You are not happy with somebody else is possessing something else which you don't have, or he also has got like you. So those kind of jealousiness. So all these internal enemies are also being conquered by Bhagavan, sarvajishṇave. So he is ever victorious. To that Vishnu, let's move on to the next sloka. Yasya smaraṇa-mātreṇa janma-samsāra-bandhanāt vimuchyate namastasmai vimuchyate prabha-vishṇave. So yasya smaraṇa-mātreṇa. So the namas are yasya smaraṇa-mātreṇa janma-samsāra-bandhanāt vimuchyate namastasmai vimuchyate prabha-vishṇave. So namaha, my prostrations to that Vishnave. So already said, Vishnu means all pervading. Prabha-vishṇave, that means all powerful. So all means he is the man who is the ultimate supreme God, and therefore he is the all powerful person, and that is the meaning of prabha-vishṇave. So all powerful and all sarvashaktan. So that means he's got all the complete power, and then this aishwaryam, that means control over all others, and therefore he is called as prabha-vishṇave. So to that salutations to that Vishnu. Then the other qualities of Vishnu are yasya smaraṇa-mātreṇa. That means by just remembering about him. Smarana means just thinking about him. Just thinking about by thinking about whom, smaraṇa-mātreṇa, by just thinking about him, janma-samsāra-bandhanāt vimuchyate. That means he is able to liberate us from this samsara chakra. That is this, this janma chakra, this janma-marana chakra. So we are all born for a period of time, then we die, then we go to different lokas, then we come back again, then we are again born. So this chakra, that is this, this circle goes on, this janma-samsāra-bandhanāt. So by just remembering about Sri Krishna Paramatma or Bhagavan Vishnu, if he is able to remove us from this samsara chakra, from this from this maya of this, by getting born into this world again and again, to that Vishnu, my prostrations. So let's just summarize the two slokas. Salutations to that Vishnu who is all pervading and who is all powerful and is ever victorious over all his enemies, both internal and external, and he doesn't undergo a change. He is always, his body doesn't undergo a change. Avikārāya is ever pure. That means he is not bound by any of the karmas and vasanas, and therefore he is ever pure. śuddhāya, nityāya, he is ever present in all periods of time. Present in the past, present now, and going to be present in future as well. And that ultimate Paramatma, who is the Supreme God, and he is always of the form of, he's got only in Sri Vaikuntham, he doesn't undergo a change, he has got the same rūpa always. Sadaika rūpa rūpāya, to that Vishnu, and Vishnu, by just thinking about him, yasya smaraṇa-mātreṇa, just by remembering about the Krishna Vishnu, who is able to remove us from the samsara chakra. So thought of Vishnu alone is sufficient for us to remove from the samsara chakra. That great quality that Mahavishnu has got. To that Vishnu, my prostrations, namastasmai, to that Vishnu, namaha, I surrender unto that Mahavishnu, my namaskaram. So that's what these two slokas. So as I said earlier, let's just summarize these 6 slokas. These 6 slokas are given by Purva Acharyas, which are not part of the Mahabharata. The first 2 slokas are for praising, for surrendering to the Bhagavan, for removing the obstacles, Mahavishnu and the Vishvaksena. The 3rd and 4th slokas are in praise of Vyasa Bhagavan, who was the person who was given us this Vishnu Sahasranamam in Mahabharata. And the 5th and 6th slokas are in praise of Mahavishnu, who is the Ati Devata, who is the person who is being talked of in this Vishnu Sahasranam. That is Pramanam. Pramanam is the Grantham, that means is that literature, the spiritual literature. In this case is the Vishnu Sahasranama Pramanam. Prameyam, what is being talked of in that Pramanam, is being talked of in this Vishnu Sahasranama is Prameyam. That person is Mahavishnu. So the 5th and 6th slokas are in praise of Mahavishnu. So with that we complete the first 6 slokas. Om Namo Vishnave, prabha-vishṇave. That means again is repeating. So my salutations to that Vishnu who is all pervading, who is also all powerful. And therefore my salutations again. That's only, it is being said again, one to repeat the greatness of Mahavishnu, and another thing also, we are moving into different context. So when in Sanskrit slokas, when you repeat the last word again, to indicate that we are moving into a different subject or different context. And so we are all now going into a different context, which is of course the Mahabharata, where the conversation between the Vaishampayana and Janamejaya starts. Om Namo Venkateshaya.